Alright, this is part one of the actual assembly of the new office computer. Alright, so we're going to cover installing the CPU into the motherboard, and if we have time, we'll cover installing an M.2 into the motherboard, but I suspect we won't have enough time since this phone only records for 10 minutes at a time. So let's get right down to it because we don't have time to waste. So we're going to jump in here. We're going to remove the motherboard from the motherboard box. We're going to close the motherboard box, and we're going to use that box to build on. So let's go ahead and just discard that. Alright, let's see if we can't get a little bit closer with the camera here. Let's lower the camera. Oh, sorry. Okay, so we're going to get in here and we're going to get to our CPU. We're going to raise the retention arm. We're going to very carefully open the CPU, being careful to grab the CPU by its sides and not touch any of the pins on the bottom. We see this corner has a mark on it here. That corner typically has a corner marked where it lines up. But what I can see is the corner where that mark is actually a square, and the rest are all on the diagonal, which means this has to sit just like that. And you see how it just drops in without any force involved at all. And then you lower that down. That's it, you're done. If you're using the stock cooler, which now does not want to come out of the box, then the next phase is actually super simple on these Ryzen 3000 boards. We locate what we'll put AMD in the upper right hand corner, and this is a little bit of a funky mechanism, but it's AMD. That's the way they've done these things for years. So what you gotta do is you gotta hook the bottom one, and you see there's already thermal paste applied there. You hook the bottom one. Let's see. Okay. So we get the bottom. Come on. Oh, this is more of a pain than I remember it being. Okay. Okay. There we go. So the trick to this is you actually got to get this heatsink to fall in between these damn hooks, because the heatsink is kind of hard to see. Maybe if I get it like this, you guys can see the heatsink base is actually almost the exact same width as the parts in between. So it's actually really tricky to get that. And then we got to push down, and we got that hooked across there. And so now we latch it by alright. And that's got that firmly mounted. And then we've got two fan headers right here at the top. And the one over here is the CPU, is the main CPU fan header. The other one's the optional CPU header, so you always go with the main. Okay, and then we're just gonna tuck that down like that just to get it out of the way. Alright, and that's installing a modern AM4 that actually uses the retention clip system, which this is the first one I've done that actually used the retention clip system. Alright, so it looks like we got enough time to add the SSD. If I hurry, we got 4 minutes. Okay. So we're going to take out the screw here. And the screw here. Looks like we need a little bit more. Okay. And that actually does have a big old thermal pad on the back side, so we will use that one. Alright. So I actually need to get back into that motherboard case for just a second. Because I need to get these standoffs. These are your standoffs for your M.2s. These things are super duper tiny. Okay. Let's see if we can't hurry. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to set my M.2 into here, and I'm going to say, okay, so it goes to this one here. So I'm going to slide it back out. Okay. And so we're going to slide in the standoff screw. That's my easy, quick way for figuring out which length. These are actually labeled, so if you know which length your M.2 is, most of them are usually going to be this one here. So, because they're mostly, almost always the 2280s. At least every M.2 I've ever touched has been a 2280. Alright, and so that sets down. And then we get the screw. Okay, let's see what we got. What do we got? We got another minute. Alright. And voila, M.2 is installed. And where in the crap did I set it? Oh, here we are. Okay. So we reach around the back side here and see if we can't get this to peel up without completely removing it. Yep, there we go. And let's see here. Gonna need to get these guys partially started so I can get the hole lined up, and we're probably gonna run out of time before I finish because I got just a few seconds here. Alright. Alright, we'll see you guys in the next video.